Welcome back, authors, to our informative or expository writing lessons. We have been reading different stories about animals. Let's see, we've got wolves, reptiles, the endangered animals. That one was really cool. I loved reading all those facts. So, oh, and of course, our first one, are you a dragonfly? And today we're going to continue on looking and learning about animals and seeing how different authors give us the information about the different animal to sort of inspire us when we start our project next week. So let me share my screen and we will read today, dun, da, 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 Into the Sea about turtles. And we already learned a little bit about turtles from Michael's science project, right? So we're going to read some more about turtles today. Into the Sea. And again, this author has chosen to illustrate versus using real pictures. And that's fine. Just because it's illustrated doesn't mean it's fiction. I'll zoom in. Oh, he's hatching out of his little egg. Tap, tap, scritch. The tiny sea turtle is the last hatchling to break out of her leathery egg and crawl up the sides of a sandy nest. She is not much bigger than a bottle cap. So a bottle cap, just visualize a bottle cap, like from a water bottle. So they're that tiny when they're born. And would make a good meal for a hungry seabird or crab. But at this moment, at dawn, the crabs are resting in muddy burrows and the beach is quiet and empty. So this author is starting off with the life of the sea turtle, right from the beginning, breaking out of the egg. Uh-oh, Mr. Crab. The turtle smells the sand and stares at the bright moonlight that glistens across the ocean. She rests a moment and then, like a wind-up toy, pulls herself quickly across the beach with her flippers. She always heads straight for the silvery moonlight. Clack, click, clack. A crab pops out of its burrow and sees the dark, moving shape. Uh-oh. Just in time, the turtle reaches the edge of the water. A gentle wave splashes across her back and carries her into the sea. Oh. Instinctively, the turtle knows how to paddle with her flippers and dive beneath the surface. So the author is now describing how that sea turtle is going to safety. She is still swimming hard when the sun moves into the sky. Every few minutes, she comes up for a breath of air. Her eyesight is much better in the water. She sees a jellyfish, a starfish, and a barracuda with a big mouth. None of them see the turtle. Her white underside blends in with the shimmering white surface of the ocean. Very cool. So now that's the way the author has chosen to describe the turtle's camouflage. Instead of just saying it's white, he's telling us it blends in with the shimmering white surface of the ocean. So they don't see her up here. We do, but their eyes don't. A little bigger for you. Do you see any other animals besides the turtle? Mm-hmm. 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 Slop. The turtle comes up for air in a patch of sargassum weed. A tiny crab and a water strider ride on the floating raft. So it's not really a raft, it's like grass that's floating. Below, a sargassum fish uses the plant for camouflage. They all drift with the winds and the current while the weeds hide them from the sharp-eyed seabirds above and the hungry fish below. The little turtle floats around in this clump for several months, eating tiny plants and animals called plankton. So for several months, he floats around on this little bed of grass, of weeds. So now the author has chosen to tell us his habitat, describing it very well with all the, oh, there's another animal. I didn't even see that. With all the different animals. And he's telling us what, is it a he? No, it's a woman, sorry. And she is telling us what they eat. Looks like he's waving at us. Hi, guys. As the turtle grows, her shell grows with her and gets a little harder. She likes to dive into long streams of seaweed that grow on the ocean bottom. There, mussels and seahorses sift the water for plankton to eat. When a strong current comes up, the seahorses grab onto the seaweed with their tails. I think that's cool. While the mussels hold on to rocks with thread-like feet. So you can kind of see thread-like feet. So that means they're very thin, like sewing thread. But the little turtle is not yet strong enough to swim against this current. She drifts away with the moving water. Bye. So now this page is about how the author is describing the sea turtle and what's happening to the sea turtle. And he's bringing in other animals. Ooh, beautiful. Lots of color. The author, sorry. Brenda Guberson, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce that. So you can see the whole thing here. Okay. The turtle spends her first winter in a warm tropical sea full of brilliant colors and creatures with big mouths. Big mouths, big mouths. Like all sea turtles, she cannot pull her head and flippers into her shell for protection, but she finds many places to hide in the coral reef. Do you see the turtle? I do. It's on this page. When a butterfly fish swims in her direction, she darts under a ledge. This fish has a dark tail spot that looks like an eye. The turtle watches closely to see which end is the front and which is the back. So this fish's camouflage is pretty cool. Because you don't know which one's the front or the back. So you never know if the fish is coming at you or not. That's cool camouflage. What about this guy over here? He looks a little scary. Ooh, hello. Lots of amazing creatures underwater. There's that butterfly fish again. Let me get it a little closer for you. Okay. By now, the turtle has been in the sea for over a year. She is as big as the seabirds and most of the fish. She has developed strong swimming muscles and swims 4 times faster than a human. Wow. The turtle has no teeth but bites off pieces of seaweed with sharp ridges of her jaw. She spends 2 whole months eating her way through a rich, wavy garden of seagrass. So again, this author is really taking us through the sea turtle's lifestyle and lifespan. So now we're spending didn't they spend a couple months floating on those weeds? Now he's spending a couple months eating the weeds. Seagrass, sorry. After several more years, the turtle grows into one of the biggest creatures in the sea. Sharks, however, are still a danger. When one comes near her feeding area, she swims out into the warm current, far away from the shallow ocean reef. She crosses deep, deep water where sunlight cannot reach the bottom and seaweed cannot grow. There's not much to eat in the middle of the ocean, but she continues on her long journey, living on the extra fat in her body. We are definitely getting a taste of the sea turtle's life, aren't we? Even a big turtle can get very tired. Sometimes she stops to sunbathe on the surface of the water. The sunlight discourages the barnacles and marine grasses from growing on her shell. There's a little there. She likes to float for hours in the midday sun. A remora, with a special fin on its head, attaches to her underside for a free ride. Then a tired brown bobby flutters down to join them for a rest on the surface of the ocean. So our sea turtle has come very, very far from our little bottle cap size to now it's like a bed for other people. And he's getting a free ride and she's getting a free ride and a nice little rest, just floating away into the sea. Great book, right? Another fabulous find for our nonfiction writing unit. So guess what you're going to write today? Yep, you got it. It's your writing journal. Today, you are going to write about a turtle. So you can, I'm going to give you a choice today. What's wrong with my pen? I need to get a new purple pen. So today, you're going to be a sea turtle. And you're going to write just like you did with wolf and dragonfly. Where would I go? What would I do? Okay. 7 or more sentences. You know the deal. Got to have a hook. 5 or more detail sentences. Okay, and an ending sentence, a wrap up. And you've been doing this, you know how to do this. Okay, tomorrow we're going to read a different story about a different animal. I hope you're enjoying this unit. I sure am reading about and learning about all of these cool animals. And next week, so you can start thinking about the animal that you're going to research. We're going to start that next week. But you can start thinking about that if you would like. Okay, so 7 or more sentences. If you have 7 sentences, you should have 7 ending marks and 7 capital letters. Okay, it's very important that you work on these skills. And we will read more tomorrow to continue on with our animal expository writing unit. Enjoy.